The mess that the former 50/50 members got themselves into is far from over, as they got hit along with their parents and the givers with a pretty big lawsuit. It made us question, though, what does this mean for the future of the group? We've been sharing the news about 50/50's lawsuit against Attract for a while now, but nothing was more surprising than when Kina withdrew her lawsuit and got back to the company with a sincere apology. She then did an interview with Dispatch in which she exposed everything there's to be exposed about the way the givers handled the whole thing and how everyone kept the girls in the dark. She mentioned that earlier Sina, one of the former group members, informed Attract that she had tested positive for COVID-19. However, investigations revealed that the message and the positive test picture were sent from the giver's CEO's home, not their dorm, which means that it was on Seungil's test and that Sina lied. Kina believed this was an attempt to enforce quarantine on the girls and affect their contract negotiations with Attract so that there would be time for them to file the lawsuit. After their quarantine, they ended up leaving Attract altogether. However, Kina began doubting the giver's CEO, An Sung-il, after they were out of the company. She accused him of pushing the group to file lawsuits and promising evidence for court that they never ended up presenting. Kina also mentioned issues regarding royalties and forged signatures, suggesting that Sungil went behind everyone's back. Based on Kina's account, Dispatch implied that the group might have been misled into filing the lawsuit. Kina also exposed Seungil's tactics, claiming he took credit for the group's success and cast doubts on Attract's stability to make it easier for the girls to trust him. There were more revelations, including a potential buyout offer by Warner Records that was misrepresented by Sungil. It was also revealed that he had influenced the parents of the members without consulting CEO John Hongjun. Kina expressed regret for not contacting Hongjun and apologized to him during the interview. After Dispatch published their report, Kina's father also shared conversations with Seungil, hinting at Warner Music Korea's potential involvement in the mess. After all these revelations, public opinion toward Kina softened, with support for her potential debut in another group growing. Her statements align with evidence, and most important of all, she had apologized to the company and gone back, which is what the netizens have wanted from the first day. Kina's decision to come back proved to be the right one, at least for her and her reputation. Insiders revealed that she had received her first payment, which was anticipated to be about 5 to 7 figures in US dollars. She also went on with schedules as if nothing had happened and even went to the US to represent the group at the Billboard Music Awards. Then, Kina ended up donating 10 million won to the Korean Red Cross to aid young people transitioning to independence. Whether this was media play from Attract's side or not, it seemed to be the right move, as even the netizens who were not so sure about her turned the page and got on her side. But now, the story thickens. Attract did end up keeping their promise of not playing nice with the other 3 former 50/50 members anymore, as the members heavily tarnished the company's name and the CEO's reputation. Back in November, they shared their plans to keep Kina in the group and add new members, and terminated their contracts with the 3 other girls, sharing their plans to take legal action. And just when everyone thought that the whole thing would be over, Attract ended up making their next move, as they hinted at it before. On December 19th, the company stated that they'd filed a civil lawsuit for compensation and penalties against the 3 former members. They didn't hold back in the slightest, as they also filed a lawsuit for damages against the givers, the CEO An Sungil, Baek Jin-sil, and the parents of the 3 members, who the company argued were involved in the unfair contract termination. Attract also calculated that the damages and penalties that were caused by the 3 were about $100 million. Not only that, but due to the potential for more damage as the lawsuit progresses, it's been revealed that specific partial claims were included in the initial filing to account for potential expansion during the legal process. Lawyer Park Jae-hyun, who's the one representing the case, is dedicated to making this lawsuit an opportunity to create a more fair entertainment industry. According to him, their goal extends beyond mere compensation. Some netizens thought that this outcome was deserved, since the girls had had multiple opportunities to go back and get the CEO's forgiveness and yet refused to do so. A commenter said, "Kina saw she was being manipulated and gathered her courage, apologized, and now she's moving forward with her life." Another argued that it was expected that Attract would sue them for all they have, since they'd spent a lot of money to get the girls where they are. They had to train them, put them in dorms, and fed them, and in the end, the girls ended up suing them not even a year into their debut. Others defended the girls, criticizing everyone for their lack of empathy towards their situation. A Twitter user expressed that many people were resentful about the success that the girls had with Cupid, and because of this, they believed that enduring mistreatment was the cost they had to pay. To the user, these people would want 50/50 to remain in a harmful situation, just because they felt threatened by their success once. Another Twitter user said, "How can they even afford to function as a company with so many lawsuits? Don't they have 2 girl groups to focus on?" They also went on to suggest that the company is trying to get some quick money for their company by scaring favoring the members and the families, but that's not the only hit that 50-50 got lately. On December 14th, Korean lawmaker Ha Taek-young of the People's Power Party proposed a revised bill called the 50-50 Act, which would protect the rights of smaller agencies in the arts and pop culture sector. Its aim is to create a fair environment in this industry by offering equal government support to these smaller agencies. The updated bill recognizes that the current laws and system mostly protect singers rather than the agencies that they're signed with. So the proposed changes aim to address problems like singer poaching and tampering, which is when outsiders try to interfere with entertainers' contracts under an agency without permission. You can see why it is called the 50-50 Act, as that was pretty much what happened to them. The main goal of this bill is to provide improved legal protection for agencies against these outside threats. The lawmaker made sure to stress the importance of balanced growth between artists and agencies in the expanding global K-pop scene. He mentioned that the primary goal of this change is to promote the industry's long-term growth by safeguarding both artists and agencies. Jun Hong-jun, the CEO of Attract, welcomed the proposed bill and expressed optimism that it would make sure that there was fairness in the industry and that the valuable contributions of smaller businesses and agencies would be protected. However, it's not wrong for K-pop fans to think that this bill will be grossly misused by agencies to further mistreat their artists. It would be amazing if this bill would be used just to protect the smaller companies from having their artists be poached by the bigger agencies, but we know how entertainment companies work. Artists already go through so much dealing with slave contracts and getting exploited thoroughly by these companies with very little protection. So, to some people, what this law could lead to is idols facing further mistreatment without any adequate protection. Not to mention that most of the idols who end up debuting are pretty young, so this could have disastrous consequences for them. A Twitter user wrote, "Yes, let's help protect the poor, small, and mid companies first of all, so they can continue to exploit, scam, and indebt the youth without any repercussions." Another user pointed out just how harmful President Yoon and his party have been to the Korean art industry. They explained, "His party has cut budgets and government support to arts programs and festivals like BIFF, and giving added protections to K-pop companies when they're already notorious for exploitation will be dangerous for artists. It's also crazy that we have so much documented proof of artists getting mistreated, yet the people in power are never this quick to make changes to protect them. Sure, Attract did suffer as a small company, but why can't everyone act as quickly when it comes to artists' rights?" Since we're talking about 50-50, we have to wonder, what does this mean for the group and its members? Well, since the company is suing the members and their parents, it's safe to say that there's no coming back from this. It was also surprising why the fans were happy when Attract ended up terminating the contracts of the members, especially knowing that the company wasn't going to let things go that easily. No, they wouldn't just shake hands and agree to leave each other alone. The members did break the contract no matter whether anyone thinks it's justified or not. So at the end, due to their decisions, the members were sure to deal with debt and lawsuits, and the company would end up getting compensated with what they've lost. This is how the law works. Not to mention that the girls had many outs. The CEO gave them many chances to go back, and Kina and her mother had also tried to talk to the others and guide them in the right way. Yet, they stuck by their parents and the givers, and this decision would end up having consequences for them sooner or later. It's sad that they're going through this even though they're so young, but the situation was difficult to begin with. Share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.